Howdy guys, this is CoreCat13, welcoming you back to the beautiful Mega Man Select screen. Last time we beat Cut Man, Elec Man, and Iceman. In this episode, we're gonna incinerate Fireman. And immediately this stage, oh boy. Yeah, this is definitely a tougher stage overall. This is what many people consider one of the harder Robot Master stages, and honestly, this is not what I recommend going after first. This is one of those, you might want to pick up a couple of weapons, particularly his weakness, because it comes in real handy here. Because the weakness we got is the Ice Slasher, and while it's not much of a weapon, at least in vanilla Mega Man, look at that. It allows for certain annoyances to be rendered moot. So, anyway. Yeah, it allows you to solidify these things. And you can grab the magnet beam, and you can do this. Kinda neat. Fortunately, those... I like to call them fire lasers, but I'm not real sure what those are. Like, I don't think they're lasers, I think they're just beams of fire, or plasma. Yeah, they don't freeze when you use Iceman's Ice Slasher, so... something to keep in mind. And lo and behold, the Fry Guys. Yeah. They appeared a little earlier than in Super Mario Bros. 2 USA. Okay, that was weird. The fire stick didn't show up for a second. Okay, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to freeze the fire stick. And the Fry Guys are... well, they don't die whenever you hit them with the Ice Slasher, but they do momentarily get stuns, so... it does make things easier. Although you'll notice that I'm taking a lot of knockback damage. And yeah, that was something that the original Mega Man had a problem with, and that was just an issue you kind of had to deal with for the first few Mega Man games. In later games, they did have, like, knockback. Like, you had the ability to turn it off in some way, but in the original game, no such thing. You had to play with it whether or not you liked the freaking knockback or not. Anyway. Though a neat little trick you can do, like to get rid of some of the enemies, is you could actually just back up and some of the enemies will just disappear and or reset. It's a cheap trick, but it does make certain situations a lot easier, so anyway. Got these turrets here. Once again, not Ice Slasher. The Rolling Cutter does wonders against these things. Thanks. That was not what I wanted. I was hoping one of them would drop a bigger, like, there we go, that's what I wanted them to drop. Perfect. Because this next boss fight is a doozy. This is an infamous fight. Pretty epic, but not exactly easy. Fireman is a really, really tough boss for multiple reasons. Notice that a little ball of fire will accompany you on the floor as he shoots the firestorm. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. I don't know why it happens, but it's there. Oh, it's there. Got a yawn fest in there. Alrighty, and with all the Robot Masters knocked out, it's time to face off with Dr. Wily. And his fantastic eyebrows. Look at those go. Also a very infamous sound effect for those of you that are very into the original Mega Man series. Alright, well, here we are, Wily Stage 1. This stage is a pain in the ass, and it lets you know right off the bat with these things. And there's not just one of them, there's 3 of them. Wait for them to do their fucking high jump, and then just shoot him in the face with the Ice Slasher. It really does do wonders whenever these things do it. Wait. Ah, crap. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you and your erratic timing. I'm Mega Man and I do what I want. I can't believe I never thought to do that. It's just so obvious. Now, one beautiful thing about the Thunder Beam is that you can do this. Yeah. Not only are those boxes there vulnerable to... That was weird. Not only are they vulnerable to Gutsman's Super Arm, but they are also vulnerable to the Thunder Beam, which I think is kind of interesting. I like that. Thunder Beam is probably one of the most overpowered Mega Man weapons just in history. Considering that so many enemies are vulnerable to it, it has such a long range, and of course, they destroy those boxes like they're tissue paper. But another fun thing about the Thunder Beam is that there is the infamous pause trick that you can do with it. It makes certain bosses a cakewalk. And actually, while a lot of people know that the Thunder Beam can do that, one thing you might not know is that the you can actually do it for all weapons at the same time. Like, I noticed that certain other weapons also have that effect, like the Ice Slasher and the Rolling Cutter. I think the Firestorm as well also have that effect. So keep that in mind. It does make certain boss fights a lot easier. Like particularly Fireman is a lot easier to deal with whenever you have the Ice Slasher cutting through that asshole. Anyway, now we have more fun with these things. These things that we love so much. Gotta watch out for these. Ooh. Yeah, they nearly knocked me into the pit there. Now, you remember back ways whenever I said that you can take advantage of the game having to reload stuff? Yep, these things respawn. It is, I think, patched in the Genesis version because they had to make it from scratch and you can't take advantage of that weakness. But in the NES version, go nuts. It does feel a little cheap, but I don't care. Just, it allows you to refill that weapon quite nicely. And you can grab the Thunder Beam. And, you know what, I think the Thunder Beam is fine, so I'll grab the Magnet Beam again. And this is the reason why you need the Magnet Beam. You can't get through this little section here without it. The game doesn't tell you this, but that's just how it is. Just one of those infamous NES tomfoolery things, I guess. There we go. There we go. Now, if you die, you start in this hallway here, so keep that in mind. You may actually want to die, because this next boss is tough. Although he does have a good piece of music going with it. Or at least I like this music. Anyway, here he comes! Haha! See ya, fucker. Well, that was the Yellow Devil. Hope you enjoyed him. Okay. So, I know amongst Mega Man fans that the whole pause trick thing is cheap. But against the Yellow Devil, I think it's excusable. Like, honestly, I think against the Yellow Devil, that's the one boss you are allowed to use the pause trick on. I mean, I still want to show how the pause trick works in certain other situations, but because it does actually come in handy more than fuck you. Well, I like those things better already. They're dead. Anyway, the pause trick does work well with other weapons, which, by the way, Thunder Beam, holy crap, does wonders against these things. Because, as you notice, the Thunder Beam goes in multiple directions. up, down, and forward. So it makes these assholes a lot easier to deal with. But you also gotta remember you have 28 shots, one for each life bar, so keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm gonna use the magnet beam here to walk myself over here. Then I'm going to refill a little bit on my thunder beam because, trust me, I'm gonna need it. Anyway, swap back to the Mega Buster. And hi, Cut Man. Yeah, unlike in later games where you have a dedicated level for these assholes, you just randomly kind of run into them in Mega Man 1. Also, now you're getting to see just how freaking aggressive Cut Man is. Because, holy crap, Cut Man is, like, very aggressive. Like a Mexican jumping bean. And let's see here. We're not quite at a decent length for a video. I'll stop after about an hour. So, anyway. Or maybe about 55 minutes. I don't know. God, these guys are annoying. Thank you. I appreciate that. Get away from me. Get away from me. I don't want your herpes. I don't know why Lucagen says that, but kind of weird. Oh yeah, that's right, I got a game over. I don't know why I'm happy about that, but hey, my weapon energy is restored, so I don't care. Now I get to deal with Cut Man. I'm curious, like, does this weapon actually work well against him? Because a lot of, like, blade enemies, like, their own weapon works well against them, and the rolling cutter is, well, of course it's a blade weapon. It's a good one. The boomerang weapons don't really work that well against their respective robot master, but anyway. Man, Cut Man is just cutting me down, I tell ya. He's an asshole. Alright, so now we got some turrets we gotta deal with. We're about to deal with good old Elec Man soon. Only this time you don't have the blocks to guard you, so gotta keep that in mind. So we may die to Elec Man, I'm not sure. Though you can just run back and forth and let these assholes continue to us. Okay, that I didn't know. I forgot these things respawn, so... Oh yeah. At least that thing respawned. Or... yes it does, okay, so that thing just respawns. That's helpful. Alright. I don't know why that one doesn't. I mean, I'll take it, but still. Anyway. Stand right about here and you won't get hit by the turret. Thank you. And these guys are being generous. Okay. I think we're good enough to deal with the Elec Man, so let's fall in. Hello. You're about to die. No, not me die, you die. Thank you. Why is it that I had an easier time with Elec Man than I did with freaking Cut Man? It's just embarrassing. Cut Man's an easier robot master. I don't know. Like, Elec Man I rarely have issues with, but with Cut Man, I always have problems with him. I think it's just because he's probably one of the more aggressive robot masters. So I guess that's the reason why I have so many issues with him, but I don't know. Anyway, free man. Jump right here, grab an extra life. Hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Which, by the way, I never understood that phrase. Like, what the hell's a gift horse? Like, was that just a thing back then? You got gifts on horses? I don't get. I don't get the freeze. Oh, that's just mean. That was a free man right there, and I lost it. That ain't cool. We stand right about here. Unload the Thunder Beam, and there you go. Got lots of free energy. Let's see here, what weapon needs it? I guess my Thunder Beam could use a refill. There we go. Alright, now climb on down. And we've reached a checkpoint. And we're probably going to die to the boss, so Anyway. Yeah, well, swap over to the Firestorm. And get your weapons ready. Because... holy crap, it's Mega Man! In Tetris World, what? Alright. Well, that wasn't a very good example, but you saw that right. The weapon managed to actually cut through him pretty nicely. Another weapon of choice would, of course, be the Thunder Beam. But, I don't know, Firestorm seems to do more damage to him, but I'm not sure. Anyway. I like that the game just slugs Mega Man into position. But you gotta remember, any weapon you use, he's gonna use too, so... Anyway. Thunder Beam, motherfucker! See? It's not just for the Yellow Devil. Alright. Yeah, the trick here is just remembering which one is you. Yeah, usually after he jumps, that's usually how you can figure out which one's which. And, well, there you go. We killed him. We did it in a kind of a cheap way, but, whatever. We mostly killed him without using the pause tricks, so... Anyway, there we go. We did it. Yay! Alrighty. And now we've entered the deep bowels of Castle Wily. But we're gonna have to end off the video here, so thank you all for watching, and next episode we will beat the game. See you then.